zone. I've got something to say.
Everything the light touches is
transphobic.
We'll convert your children.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Bear in the big blue house time. Bear in the big blue house. I'm formulating a joke in my head. It's a good joke. It's not an Ethan Klein joke, though. It's not an Ethan Klein joke. Oh. It's one of those videos that you can, like, smell.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
Why are we still here?
What's cracking my ass up is if you, right before the video ends, you can like see Justin Trudeau running up in a pink ass t-shirt.
For an LBGT.
This is what dying feels like.
Yes! He's going out there to like congratulate him and say, hey, thanks for coming out, you know. And he's gonna do a commercial for like, I don't know, whatever organization that got that guy out there to come in their parade and like catwalk in his underwear.
Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
It's like, you know, when you call Build-A-Bear Foundation, they send out their gayest bears. Can always count on the Build-A-Bear Foundation.
Just to suffer.
Hey, honestly, this guy probably has better back muscles than I do, based on this little exercise he's gotten himself into. He made a point to wear the boots. He made a point. He's probably got some really strong back muscles. Yeah, you see it. You see these videos of these Pride events, and you know the original Pride came from what? The Stonewall riots, wasn't that correct? The Stonewall riots back in 1969. The government was trying to tell people what to do with their lady clothes. You can't wear them. You can't wear that clothes in there, ma'am. We're gonna arrest you. The government was just a little bit of an overreach issue back in the 70s, just a tiny bit. So what resulted was these pride parades after, I think it was like 1990s when these came to be more of a thing that got put on the calendar. And fast forward to 2020, we have some interesting pride. I feel like the community might be losing a little ground when they hire the Build-A-Bear Foundation to come catwalk down Main Street at their leisure. Like, what is there to celebrate now? Like, before the Stonewall riots, you know, people were just trying to live their life. And then you get, like, the government, big dick daddy government fed coming out and like, nah, you can't have that gay sex. Can't have it, no. So people get pissy. But now you got, like, you're allowed to get married. Love is love. That was, like, what? Wasn't that, like, a mantra? Love is love. But now it just seems like, yeah, whatever, you know, whatever the fuck. Yeah, let's just take off our clothes and let's do this. We got to stick it to the big daddy dick government, big daddy dick fed, and be like, hey,
Gay!
I don't know, the demonstration, when you get to the pride demonstrations, I can understand the expression of, but perhaps the community should like take its wins. I mean, obviously, I think there has been ground won if they're able to just strip down to their tidy whities and twerk. Check out this video. It's a little kid, right? Side of the moon. The kid is mesmerized. Oh shit. It's weird having these kids at these events where you see people just like, you know what? It's time for some pride shit. Yeah, like this video is pretty fucking heinous. I'm like, why is it impossible to have these things will ultimately come together to form something I don't think in society we want to engage our children with at a young age, or at least this young age. If you want to leave nothing else for the imagination, yeah, this is probably the way to go about it. Grooming. People talk a lot about grooming, and putting kids in these situations amounts to grooming. And I don't know what the intention of the parents that put them. I can only imagine they're trying to say to themselves, "This isn't over until I say it's over." What is the end result of all this? Why would you engage in taking any of your kids, taking any child to what is mostly an adult venue? I mean, these are adult activities. There's no real reason to introduce children to adult activities, especially, was it never meant to be a family event? I guess that could be the question, though. Is Pride, and can Pride ultimately exist as a family event? And I'd say just by nature of the clandestine activities that this big dick federal government doesn't want its citizens to engage in, I'd have to say perhaps this is an issue that it cannot be properly spoon-fed to the children. You know, the Pride has been marketed as being a family-friendly event, something that people should be engaging their kids with. Some people have said some really weird shit, like children should be exposed to fetishes.
I want to clarify this for a second here. I'm not saying that kink isn't kid-friendly. I'm saying that kids and kink can coexist at Pride in a totally fine way.
I tell you, I won't have it.
Making a Pride event kid-friendly, or I prefer kid-safe, is about making sure we're including and putting kid and youth voices and including them in Pride and particularly any justice spaces. Kids and youth voices are vital to justice movements because they are a vulnerable and marginalized group on their own, which includes their intersecting identities and oppressions. So I'm not saying that kink isn't appropriate for kids. I'm saying they can and should coexist with each other.
It's hilarious. Okay.
Fetish culture, and I'm like, where do you even get that from? What kung fu master did you study under that said that? Pride as a family event. It must have come from the corporations that have, they color their Oreos this way. This is an Oreo that's gay friendly. You can have this Oreo. Corporations, they co-opt these social movements and make them something that they really aren't. And it gets really, really strange when you have corporations or even just businesses like DoorDash or not even DoorDash. It was Postmates. Postmates decided to create a bum-friendly menu. I don't even know how to say it. An friendly menu. A sodomy.
Well, if you're a top, it seems like you can eat whatever you want. But if you're a bottom, you're expected to starve? Not this Pride. Introducing the bottom-friendly menu from Postmates. What?
Disgusting!
Yeah, I think it was mostly the corporations just with the rainbows and the wristbands and making it all sort of innocuous and innocent. In lots of ways, it's just grown-ups trying to live a healthy life free from the government. But I think that time has come and gone to demonstrate all this. I don't think kids need to be involved in the Pride events just because it's such an adult.
Well, they still like cupcakes, probably, right?
Maybe, but everybody's different, alright?
Alright. Well, what does this mean?
Do Pride events make any sense after we have so much equity already, so much equality? People can get married. I think it's unfortunate seeing a lot of these venues be populated with these bad actors that don't know what they're doing with their kids, or otherwise they're doing something very harmful. And I think the progressives have lost ground. I think they're losing ground with this behavior. I think it needs to stop. I mean, I don't see them, but I don't see a lot of straight people taking their children to strip clubs and say, look, son, this is the shit. This is all right. He's sitting there, he's 8. Like, some people have argued that the even the pride parades are like, you know, they're innocent, and then you have the drag shows, fine, whatever. But there's, you know, you'll have these people that argue that drag shows aren't this and they aren't that. They aren't innately sexual, and that's just bullshit. I've been to drag shows and I saw some ladies.
It's time to stop, okay?
I can't say. I'll have to bleep it. I saw some ladies fucking like vagina. She flashed her groin at everybody. I came to expect it. Now, to be fair, this was sort of a cabaret type of, but still, a lot of them, they tell their sex jokes. They tell their penis. They tell their sex jokes. These are adult jokes, and they'll have, like, you know, a lot of drag queens will get up and do, like, you know, fancy stuff, like playing music with a glass of water, some type of wizard shit. But you know, they don't all embody that sexual shit. But at the same time, what do you need to take a kid to that type of theater anyway? Like, this isn't a venue for children. This is a venue for lobotomites, adults that have nothing better to do than go see. You know, I look at these drag shows and I see these people dragging, you know, doing their drag shit, whatever that is, and, you know, they're dancing. But, you know, if anybody wants to call this pageantry at the end of the day, hey, look, they do a good job some places. I've been to some good drag shows. And other times I feel like I'm just over there watching some asshole making up some weird dance moves he saw watching Britney. And that's cool too if you want to call that expression or theater. I'll call it maybe a waste of my fucking time. Watching some of these kids and some of these videos. What are these kids doing? I feel like they're just making it up as they go. And what value is this for a child?
We're going to throw you into jail.
I tell you what, I can't buy anything with these terrible dance moves. I can't pay my rent with these terrible dance moves. Maybe this kid can. But, you know, if you want to teach your kid to fucking dance, take them to ballet. Then when they get done with ballet, they can take a crunk class like everybody else. In closing, maybe take your kids to Chuck E. Cheese. And maybe don't even do that. I hear they have, like, diseases now. The rats are giving people diseases. Who would have thought? I'm sorry, Chuck E. Cheese. Your pizza's really...
Tasty.
But yeah, take your kids to the rat casino. Maybe skip out in the drag stuff. Maybe you go to the drag stuff. You take your wife, you take your husband, you take your cat. It's time to say goodbye, but I'll probably be back with another video where I will whine into the microphone for around 20 minutes and cut it down to about 3. When that last drop of sweat is rolling down your ass crack and the sun's about to set and you can hear the bats outside flapping their wings and making all kinds of weird animal noises outside. Just remember. Eat at Joe's.
Do you support gay marriage?
No.
Dingo out.